Hey everyone, so I want to talk about the assessment process. So it all started with my son. He is the second child out of 4 children. He is a non-verbal autistic child. My wife, she wanted me to do a chromosome check thing, chromosome 16, which affects learning disabilities, epilepsy, autism, mental health, and that. So she's been on and on and on and on and on my case. From my perception, I'm only talking from my perception of things. So around this time, no, it was around this time last year, I went through Mind, and I didn't get my first Mind appointment until March, and which was great help. And I rung my GP up, general practitioner. He said, yeah, sure, okay, I said to him, well, look, I think I'm autistic. But I have my doubts, So he would forward it to a company in South Kent, Canterbury, which is a private company. I'm not going to say the name because I can't pronounce it. They had sent me a questionnaire by the mail, in paper form, and then there was a link in this letter. So I rang up and I said, what do I do? I mean, like, when am I going to hear from the doctor for my assessment? The lady said, well, I've got to click on the link and do an assessment. So I had trouble getting on the link, and then she sent me another one via text, and then I did it from there, logged in from there, and then I did it. And I think, if memory serves me right, I had to score a certain amount of points to even get a first phone call, bearing in mind this was still in March. And then I rung up and I said, oh, I've completed it. This was on the same day in March. And then she said, oh, while you're here, while you're here, just give me 1 second. Right, so while you're here, I'll book you in for a telephone assessment, which is part 1 of the assessment. So I did part 1. I think that was also score based as well. And then it was about an hour or so, the phone assessment. And I thought, you know what, it's a barrel of laughs. I'm not autistic. I just thought I was lazy. I was lazy, can't keep a job down, didn't study well at school, and put it all down to that and put it to the back of my mind. I got a letter through, and it said about coming in for my final assessment on the 1st of June, which is my birthday. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Made the necessary arrangements to get there and back. That fell through. And then I get a phone call one day on a private number. And they was like, sorry to do this, but I have to cancel your appointment. We can give you another appointment. And I said, oh, do you know what? I've geared myself up for the 1st of June. I'm really disappointed. I'm pretty much kind of effing and blinded. I was a bit cheesed off about it, really. Yeah, and then they said, oh, we can offer you an appointment for the 30th of May. I was like, well, I want it sooner than later, but if that's the only one you got, then fine, you know. And then for that whole month, I was being terrorised by my own mind. Couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I was just, I was so out my box, you know, and I really, really was frustrated. So for that whole month of May, after the initial first assessment on the 12th of April, and it just felt so frustrating. It was so long, that month of the last bit of April, May. So the 30th of May rolled around. I left considerably quite early. I left at 7. I didn't get to Canterbury until about 10 in the morning. About 10, half 10. So I got to Canterbury, New Dover Road, and I went to Tesco's. I hadn't eaten, and I was like, right, I need to eat. So I had my meal deal. I had a lamb samosa and McCoy's crisps, and I got the wrong crisps, McCoy's crisps. It was a sweet Thai chilli. I wanted salt and vinegar, and I was just like, oh, what the fuck? Sorry, didn't mean to swear. What the hell do I do? You know. So luckily the guy was there, and I said, excuse me, sir. This was in Tesco still. Excuse me, sir. Can I swap this? This is the wrong flavour. And I really don't like talking to people. And luckily it was a good day. He was in a good mood. I don't know what I was. So I swapped it over, the crisps, and then I asked him, oh, where's New Dover Road? And he was like, oh, this is like going on that New Dover Road. And I was like, I didn't really want to tell him that I was going to have an autism assessment, because I didn't want him to think, oh, do you know what, like. But yeah, so I eventually found a place. I actually originally went to the wrong. I typed in the wrong address on the maps on my phone. I was going the opposite way, and I was like, no, this doesn't feel right. So I looked again on the letter, and I redone it and ended up to Tesco's, and then Tesco's was quite close to my venue that I needed to be in. So I was there about 10:30, had something to eat and that, and I said to the receptionist, can I sit and wait, hoping that I'll get seen early, go home early, back to the dog. But it took a few good hours. I was alright, had a drink, and just chilled for like 10:30 till 2 o'clock. You do the maths. No, it was 2:30 my appointment. So you do the maths on how long it was. But the journey was so stressful. I got to Rochester Station and one of my trains were delayed, and I was like, oh my god. I rang up my wife and said, what am I going to do? What the hell's going on? I'm stressing out, I'm kicking off and trying to calm down. Anyway, obviously I eventually got there. So we went through, when I saw the doctor at 2:30, I was going through all this stuff about my past and family, how I don't speak to family or my past relationships that I find quite difficult to maintain, jobs as well, maintain. And he asked me how my childhood was, and it was intense. It was really, really intense. I like to show these again. I like to keep these for souvenirs. Yeah. And when it must have been about 20 to 4 in the afternoon, and the session was coming to an end, I said to him, so what's your verdict then? Am I neurotypical or am I autistic? He said, you're autistic. And I was like, what? You're joking. No, you're on the spectrum. And I said, so what makes me on the spectrum? Well, from what you said about buying the same clothes and the same sizes, and like I've got clothes that are extra large. My favourite hoodies, they come in red and purple. I've got loads of I've got another one of this shirt, and I've got exactly the same, and I've got another one that's similar, check shirt, and I've got these ones in 2017, roughly when my second child was born, my son, my eldest son. You know, my parents could have supported me better as a child, and get me diagnosed. It's I mean, even though I dislike my parents for reasons I'm not going to say, I think if I had been diagnosed earlier, I think some of my life events could have been prevented, which I will not mention on camera, not because I am ashamed, it's because I choose not to. You know, as a adult now, at 32 years old, I have my good days, I have my bad days, highs and lows, being diagnosed as autistic. But you know, my wife tells me, oh, you've been autistic for 32 years. Yeah, I know I have. You know, it's just, I don't want to say that I feel cheated, but I also feel like I've been cheated, you know, because I feel like a lot of mistakes could have been prevented, and I could have had the support that I needed when I was younger, and I could have been a better citizen, if that makes sense, you know, and I could have had the skills into surviving, you know. As an autistic, well, I think it is. I don't drink out of cups. I drink out of bottles like this, or Coca-Cola bottles, or cans. I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, no, I was severely shocked on my diagnosis of being autistic. You know, my mother was working in a special needs school, and I sometimes wonder, why didn't she notice anything? If she noticed it, I mean, I don't know, I'll never know. But you know, I'm happy that I've been diagnosed with autism. You know, it's not a curse, it's not a burden, it's just one of those things, you know. I am what I am who I am. And, you know, I always felt different to my, I'm not trying to be racist, my Caucasian peers, because I for years I thought it was because I am of Sri Lankan Sinhalese descent. But I was thinking the other day, I remember one time that I was at my grandparents' house, and they had another Sinhalese family over, and we was all playing. There was another child. We was all playing, and his sister. And now looking back at it, I remember feeling, why am I so different to this guy here? Do you know what I mean? We are both born in Britain. We are both Sri Lankan Sinhalese descent. And now I know why. Now I know why I never was invited to people's houses to sleepovers when I was a kid, or a teenager. It would explain the crazy stunts I pulled when I was a teenager, especially when I was at Sri Lanka visiting my friends and my grandparents, my mother's father, my granddad. I remember one time I went out there. This was 2013, before my diagnosis. I was not drunk. I was not on anything I shouldn't be on. I live clean, as clean as possible. And I was just so hyperactive. I was just buzzing to get out. And I just stuck my head out the van window, and one of my friends just pulled me back and said, "You can't do that. Like, you can't do that. Your neck would be locked." And you know, that's just an example of some crazy stuff I would do. You know, but I'm still waiting for my full diagnosis. But no. I think I'm going to leave this there and post it up on the Autism Late Diagnosis group. I hope this makes sense, helps, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, so have a good one, stay safe, bye.